Good evening. Welcome all to the Committee of Adjustment, City of Woodstock. We're on YouTube, Woodstock's YouTube channel, and recording of the meeting will be posted on the city's website following the meeting. Joining me tonight are committee members Bob Sutherland, Bill Bess, Glenn Yearsley, Howard Pye, Peter Rigby, and Jennifer DuPoint. So we're ready to begin. Any conflict of interest from any of the members on any of the applications tonight? Seeing none. Approval of the February 16th meeting, moved by Bill, seconded by Peter. All in favor? Carried. Alicia informs me there is no business arising from the minutes or correspondence. So for those on the line for the applications, there's 3 tonight. The procedure is that the county planner will give her report on each application. It then comes back to the applicant, should he wish to speak. After that, I will ask anyone online in favor of the application to speak. I will then ask anyone online wishing to speak against the application to speak. Then the application comes back to the committee for consideration. So the first application tonight is 27 Sydenham Street. Regine Lacroix, are you online? Regine? Okay, no one's online. Andrea, go ahead.
Thank you. So the first application for minor variance tonight is for lands located at 27 Sydenham Street. And the applicant that submitted the application is Regine Lacroix. And the applicant is requesting to reduce the minimum front yard depth from 3.2 meters to 2.7 meters to permit the enclosure of an existing covered porch. I apologize, there appears to be a bit of a delay on my camera, so I hope that my sound is okay. Please stop me if there's any issues. So I'm just going to share my screen here. Oh, okay. So just a message to IT. I have no ability to share my screen. It says that the host has disabled it. So anyway, we'll work without it. So the applicant is requesting, basically for the committee's information, they're just requesting to enclose an existing porch, a covered porch. The covered porch was previously enclosed, and it was over the years, changes had been made to it. It was opened, and so the applicant is simply looking to reinstate the enclosure. And I just want to point out to the committee that there is a typo in the second paragraph. It says that the established building line is 2.7 meters. It is in fact 3.2 meters. So the applicant is looking to reduce the front yard setback from the 3.2 meters, which is the established building line. We've gone over this with the the committee before. The established building line is simply the front yard depths for the properties on either side, and then there's an average that's calculated out between the two lots. And so the building department determined that the minimum front yard depth would be the 3.2 meters, and then the applicant's just looking to simply reduce it to the 2.7 meters. So currently on the property, there's an existing single detached dwelling, an attached garage, and an in-ground pool. The building department, through the agency circulation, indicated that the porch was, as I indicated, originally enclosed, and it was converted later on to an open covered porch. They also indicated that the existing porch structure was established many years ago, and based on that, staff are satisfied that there are no concerns with respect to sight lines. As it's an existing use, and we haven't received complaints about it. Further to that, the building department indicated that the curb face sidewalk is also advantageous in this situation, as it allows for greater visibility for drivers exiting the driveway. The lands are located in the low density residential designation. The lands are zoned R2. And so the existing use is permitted on the subject property. Staff are satisfied, as I previously indicated, that there are no sightline issues as it's an established use. We also feel that there will be no impact on neighboring properties or along Sydenham Street. And we feel that the covered porch also does not reduce the ability for the site to provide adequate landscaping, drainage, and parking, as well as amenity area. And further to that, as it's an existing use, we're satisfied that it maintains the character of the area. So in light of our review, we'd recommend that this application be given favorable consideration.
Thank you, Andrea. Let me ask again if Regine is online. I guess not. Is there anyone online wishing to speak for the application? Is there anyone online wishing to speak against the application? Hearing none, comes back to the committee for a resolution. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Glenn, seconded by Bob. Questions, comments? All in favor? Carried. Second application is from Vucon Construction, 1470 Commerce Way. Todd, are you online? Todd Rotenberg? Guess not. Andrea, go ahead, please.
Thank you. So the next application for minor variance is for lands located at 1470 Commerce Way, and the applicant is Vucon Construction. The applicant is proposing to reduce the setback of the parking area from the interior side lot line from 3 meters to 1.5 meters along the eastern and western lot lines to facilitate the construction of 2 industrial buildings. I'll try again here to share my screen. I think we're going to have some success this time. Okay. So the applicant is proposing to construct 2 industrial buildings that are approximately 801 square meters each. And as the committee can see, this is the proposed site plan, and the applicant has indicated where the relief is required on each side. The subject property is 4.2 acres in area and is currently vacant. The application was circulated to staff, and the building department indicated that they are supportive of the application. They indicated that for the west side of the lot, the proposed reduction is a small portion of the driveway. And for the east side of the lot, the proposed setback is 1.5 meters for the depth of the lot. This is a new development, and so staff are satisfied that the site can be designed and graded according to the reduced setbacks. And as such, staff didn't feel that there were concerns with the requested setback. Further to that, the committee will notice that the building department also included comments relating to the drawing that proposes a nil setback for the parking area, which is adjacent to the buildings. There should be a 1.5 meter setback. And since Craig provided those comments to the applicant has since confirmed that they are able to satisfy that 1.5 meter setback and that further relief is not required. So the lands are located in the traditional industrial designation. The proposed industrial buildings are in keeping with both the designation as well as the M3-1 zoning, which is zoning that's specific to the Commerce Way Business Park. Staff are satisfied that the reduced setbacks still allow for adequate space for parking, access, grading, drainage, stormwater management, and landscaping. And so based on that, we're satisfied that the application can be considered minor and desirable. And we're also satisfied that it's in keeping generally with the official plan and the zoning. And in light of that, we'd recommend that this application also be approved.
Thank you, Andrea. I'll ask again if Todd Rotenberg is online to speak to the application. Hearing none. Is there anyone online wishing to speak for the application? Is there anyone online wishing to speak against the application? Hearing none, can I have a mover and a seconder to approve the application? Moved by Bill, seconded by Peter. All in favor? Carried. Third and last application tonight is from Jared Erb and Brian Wilsey, 435 Main Street. Brian, are you online?
Yes, I am online.
Thank you, Brian. Andrea, go ahead.
Thank you. So the final application tonight is a minor variance to reduce the minimum interior side yard width from 3 meters to 2.81 meters and to reduce the minimum rear yard depth from 7.5 meters to 5.8 meters. 5.87 meters, and this would facilitate the construction of an addition to the rear of the existing building. The subject property is located on at 435 Main Street, and it currently holds herb signs as the business within the building. So the applicant is simply looking to put an addition on so that they can accommodate more of their business in this building. The proposed addition will be a single-story addition, and it will be a total of 222.9 square meters or 2,400 square feet. And the proposed addition, as the committee can see, is located on the northeast corner of the existing 2-story building. And for the committee's information, the proposed addition will be in line with the existing exterior wall on the north side of the property. So they're just basically requesting to reduce along the rear yard to extend the building with the same setback along the rear. The application was circulated to a number of agencies. The building department indicated that they are supportive of the application. They suggested that in the committee's resolution that they would allow for a rear yard depth of 5.5 meters and interior side yard width of 2.5 meters. So basically just rounding to allow for a little bit more flexibility on the site. Further to that, the building department indicated that the applicant should confirm the maximum lot coverage calculation as well as the minimum required landscape open space, which is a minimum of 30%. And we did not hear back from the applicant in this case. That being said, we're satisfied that the application can go forward. If the applicant needs further relief from either the lot coverage or the landscape open space, then they'll have to come back to the committee at a later date, or else design the addition according to the provisions of the bylaw. Further to that, staff were satisfied that the proposal could provide adequate parking and grading and drainage and access to the rear of the building. The application or the lands are located in the entrepreneurial district, which allows for a range of commercial type uses. It's zone C3-5. And as I indicated, staff are satisfied that the proposed addition, as well as the reduced setbacks, will not impact the site's ability to provide adequate parking, drainage, grading, snow storage, and access to the rear of the building. So in light of our review, we'd recommend that this application also be approved by the committee.
Thank you, Andrea. Brian, you have a positive plan report, so you need not speak unless you wish.
I just wanted to speak quickly regarding the landscape open space requirement. We did do additional calculations while we did not have time to submit them prior to the meeting. The landscaped open space will not change from what it already is existing. However, the existing lot does not meet the 30% open space requirement. Right now, the lot is primarily asphalt, and we're just replacing that asphalt with the building. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Andrea, does that require the applicant to come back at a future meeting or not?
I think I'll actually defer that question to
Greg?
Mr. Wallace. Yeah.
Craig, go ahead.
Mr. Chairperson, answer the question. Yeah, what was on the lot was legal non-conforming, so they're changing their legal conforming status. They're adding an addition. So moving forward, the landscaping would comply to the 30%. So we can deal with that through site plan. They'll have to show that calculation. If they are short, then yes, they might have to come back to the they may have to come back to the committee for relief of the 30%.
I'm just wondering if we can do anything tonight to include that or incorporate it in the resolution, or should we leave well enough alone?
That would be your choice, Mr. Chairperson. I guess you could revise the application. Maybe Andrea could comment on that about adding the extra relief to reduce the landscape open space.
Andrea, what do you think? It would make more sense rather than have the applicant come back again.
In response to your question, Chair Reeves, I would say that if Mr. Wallace is satisfied with the additional relief, we could likely support that. Alternatively, if Mr. Wallace feels that staff need more time to review the proposal or the revised application, then we could recommend deferral at this point in time, and then we could bring it back to the next meeting, and then we could give proper notification at that time too.
Craig?
Mr. Chairperson, I don't see any concerns with if you approved reduce landscape lot coverage, that would be fine with me.
Let me take this to the committee. Can I have a mover and a seconder, including not only what Andrea has recommended, but also including the reduced landscaped open space? Am I correct?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, if I could please have somebody provide me with exact wording on that motion.
I would appreciate that.
Craig, could you just read off something for me, if that's possible? Reduce landscape lot coverage by 30%, or?
Okay, just make sure I'm on, Mr. Chairperson. The relief should be to reduce the required landscape open space from 30% to, I'm just going to estimate 20% would be fine.
Alicia? You have it? Bill, comes back to you as the mover. Do you want to include that, Bill? I can't hear you. I'm reading your lips and I think you said yes.
Yes, move as suggested.
All right, seconder. Howard, any further questions, comments? Sorry. Go ahead, Andrea.
Sorry, could we also, we've been doing this lately with other applications. Could we include a condition that asks that the applicant amend the application so that it has the requested relief included in that amended application?
Craig?
Mr. Chairperson, so I think Andrea's asking that that be included as a condition.
And be included in the actual application that's been brought forward.
Yeah, so
we would amend the application accordingly.
Yeah, a condition be included with the approval that the applicant amend the subject application to include the request.
Are we all clear now from the committee's point of view? It's been moved by Bill, it's been seconded by Howard. Any comments or questions from the committee? Seeing none, all in favor? All in favor. Brian, took a little while, but I wanted to avoid you having to come back to the committee. So you're all set. There's a 20-day waiting period and you should be good to go. Thank you. One quick question before we adjourn. Alicia, any idea when our next meeting is for the benefit of the committee members?
Mr. Chairman, I do believe the next committee meeting is April the 12th.
April the 12th, so no further meetings in March.
No, sorry. Yes, there is. My mistake. This additional meeting has mixed me up. The next meeting would be, correct me if I'm wrong, Andrea, March the 15th.
Andrea? That's right. All right, committee members, March 15th is our next regular meeting. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Moved by moved by Glenn, seconded by Peter. All in favor? Carried. We're